She's been around for a while now.
Hey, good evening, everyone. This is Buffalo Picker, episode number 2 for 2021. And my special guest tonight is Dennis Woodrum, right? Did I say that right?
Woodbine.
Woodbine. Okay, sorry about that. Better known as JR. And we also have in the house Mess Hall Diggs. Mess Hall Diggs is filling in for Glass City Pickers. They have something going on tonight, so through the kindness of Mess Hall Diggs, he's stepping in to fill that void for tonight. And also, if you don't know, our new co-host on the show is Bill from Flips to Pay the Bills. So, Pamela, go ahead and introduce yourself, and I'll follow up.
All right, I'm Bill. Flips to Pay the Bills, my eBay store. I've been doing eBay, Facebook, Mercari for the last year. Trying to build something up to go full-time in another year or so. So currently I'm working part-time as reselling gets, and just trying to push ahead.
Right. All right. Mess Hall.
Good evening, everybody. It's Mess Hall Diggs. Also consider myself a part-time reseller, although I spend a lot of time doing this. I am also retired military. I did 23 years in the Army. And this eBay thing it's just got me, man. I don't know. It just got me, and I'm obsessed with it, and I do it every day, and I just love it. And I'm always here to help out. Mess Hall Diggs on YouTube. Plug.
All right.
Everybody, Dennis here. So I'm debt-free Woodbine. So I've been on a debt-free journey since January of 2020. I do everything to pay the bills, eBay, whatever you can think of. I have a small IT consulting company. I got now a car rental company with about 10 plus cars on the Hire Car app platform renting out. So, everything to pay off that debt, man, and just build that wealth for future generations to come.
All right. So I'm Buffalo Picker. For all you that don't know me, I am also a part-time reseller. I've been reselling now right at 3 years. I'm also full-time federal employee, and like Mess Hall Diggs, retired military as well. You all gonna be in for a treat tonight for this show. We have on this panel as our special guest, Dennis. Like I said, better known as JR, has a lot of information when it comes to debt repair and investing. So we're going to try to pull all the information out of him. And if you all got any questions in the chat, make sure you drop those questions in the chat. We're going to talk about reselling. Because this is a reselling show. We're going to talk about the things that we accomplished during the week, things that we got scheduled for the weekend. We're going to do we tried it out last week, which was our trivia game. And only difference is this week, I'm going to drop the price down from $20 for the winner to $10. So it's all for fun. It's not about the money. It's about the fun. So we're going to do that. And then we're going to do our classic show and tell from our season 1. So with that, we're going to go ahead and get into it. And Dennis, go ahead and just open it up and start letting us know about this, what you got going on with the debt repairness, your journey. I remember, the last time I had you on the show, you did this thing with the stick as your motivator.
Yeah, man. I still have it here.
Oh, you still have it? Okay.
Heck yeah, man. I still have my, it's the debt pay down pole. And it was here, I got so many kids running around my house now that somebody came in and moved it, man.
Right.
But I do have it on the YouTube channel. I post about it a lot. So I can't find it right now. Somebody came in here and took it.
Yeah, it's all good.
You have 3 kids running around the house. But no, so, like I said in the YouTube channel, a lot of people like to be visual. So, if you're like me, just knowing that you're paying off the debt is just not enough. It just helps to be able to view your debt pay down from a visual perspective. So what I created was the debt pay down poll, and it's anything that anybody can create in their own home. It's just literally just 3 paper towel rolls balled up with one roll that has, a green to mean that, you're almost done, one roll that has a yellow, and one roll that has a red to make you know that, hey, you're in the red, you're way too high, let's start the journey. And one of the main things I let people know and understand is, the debt-free journey is really a personal journey. Like, I've seen so many people promoting courses and everything, but the main thing is to understand that it's personal. What someone else did, you can't do, and you should not want to do. You should try to do your journey that the way it helps your financial progress. So
Right.
somebody might say they want to be debt-free, but having that home that costs $250,000, technically you're not debt-free without it. But if for you being debt-free means just paying off all your student loans and credit cards, and you're willing to have that house payment because to you it's not really debt for you because you see it as a necessity, then that's your goal. That's your trip right there. That house is not a debt for you. You consider your car loan, your credit card payments, or your student loan debt, then pay those off. So that's where I am right now. I mean, I have a house. I make payments on my house, but my debt-free journey is literally about paying off everything that's bad debt. And for me, my house is technically, for me personally. Other people might say it's bad debt, but for me, it's not bad debt. I mean, that's an asset for my family and us. We live here. For my financials, no, it's a liability for my financials. But for me, it's not. So I tell people your debt-free journey is personal, and figure out what your plan is. And I like to really give that free promotion to vertex42.com. They have the best calculator I found out there. It helps you to understand how your payments are going to work, whether or not you choose the snowball or the avalanche method. And I mean, I think by now, a lot of people, if not everybody, knows about the difference between the snowball and the avalanche, So quick thing, snowball is just that you're going down from the amount. So you're paying off the smallest amount first and working your way up to the biggest. Avalanche is you're doing that based on the interest. You're paying off the smaller interest no matter what the amount is, but you're paying the smaller interest. So the great thing about that vertex42.com debt pay down spreadsheet is it allows you to manipulate your numbers, look at which method will help you better. So I really encourage people to go to vertex42.com, download that spreadsheet. It's 10 records is for free. If you have more than 10 different debt records, you now have to pay. But that really helped me to basically visualize. Again, I love visualization. Helped me to visualize my debt. And I decided to go with the avalanche method because I saved more money that way, on interest payments. And ever since then, I've been going at it. Like, I just made a post on my Instagram recently. This month, I will have finished paying off close to $50,000 in student loans since the journey started. So, this month is the last payment. I had made a goal for myself to finish by January of this year. Unfortunately, COVID struck, plans changed. I have about, after that student loan, I have about 22,000 left in credit card debt. And then for me, on my journey, I would have been debt-free after that, which I estimate to be somewhere around May. We'll wrap that up. But again, it's your personal journey. Do it how you want to do it. And don't follow the whole hype that everybody has on all these courses. I'm actually trying to develop a free course to give you all the gems in for free, so people can just learn everything and not have to go spend $10, $15 on somebody, because honestly, the information is just free. Somebody just needs people to help them put it together. Right. And I've shown people different strategies on the YouTube channel about how to pay down stuff, different credit strategies, credit card strategies. And one of the biggest things I try to express to people is use those 0% promotion credit cards. Don't pay 15% or 10% on a credit card for a whole year if you can go out and get a credit card for $20,000 with a 0% promotion of 18 months. That's 18 months of no interest for you, and keep doing that. There's many different strategies out there, but that's just a basic rundown of how it's going right now, Buffalo.
Okay. Yeah, that's good, man. I think that got some feedback. Anybody got YouTube up? Yeah, so yes, I think it's
I just turned mine down to check it. It's not my end.
okay.
Me either.
Yeah, yeah, I think what some of the questions, and I can start off, man, is
Yeah.
I think people, um, the main question is that if you got the bad credit and you're building your credit back up, is how do you get access to the 0% credit cards that you mentioned?
There are many different ways. Like, for instance, the major thing that's going to happen with a lot of credit cards is they're going to charge you more interest, right?
Right.
But at the end of the day, building your credit is going to help, but it's not necessary in a debt-free path. So, credit to me is subjective. I had really bad credit. I was able to get a credit score by hacking an 800 credit score by hacking the whole credit stuff. And it's subjective, but I don't think that people should shoot for the credit score, the high credit score, unless you have a necessity. Like, for instance, if you're about to go buy a house. Now, to get that high interest credit card, I would tell people, hey, not the high interest, to get that 0% credit card, if you can't qualify with your current credit score, then, first thing is see what you can pay off to get your credit score higher.
Right.
If that's paying 2 payments on your credit card so that it improves your credit score, paying one in the middle and then one a couple of days before the next payment so that it shows that you made 2 payments on your credit card, that's a quick hack you can do. Another hack you can do is you can get somebody out there to put you on their good credit. So you're not going to be on their credit you're not going to have a credit card from them. You're just going to say, hey, I'll drop $250 on you if you can put me as a designated user of your credit card. Now they're not going to get a credit card. They're just going to be on your credit card.
So explain that, man, because I have heard that before.
Yeah.
And I never really understood how that works. I mean, do you have to go through a financial institution to get that person as a user on your card, or how does that work?
Nah, it's me and you right now, Buffalo. You look at me and you say, "Oh, Dennis, can you put me as a designated user on your credit card?" It's me and you. It's somebody you know.
Right.
So they're gonna go on their credit card, their Chase or their American Express, and they're gonna say, add. I don't remember the exact terminology. It's not designated user, but it's something. Add whatever additional person to it, and they're just gonna put your name and whatever information. You're not gonna get a card unless the person who owns that credit card says send a credit card to you. So
Right.
you come to me and you say, hey, Dennis, can you put me on your credit card? I'll drop you $300. I want to improve my credit score. Now you want to make sure that whoever you're doing it with, they have a good credit score and they have a good credit history on that credit card. I have a credit card right now that I had for the past 14 years. And so, that's been consistent payment. That does multiple things on your credit report. It shows more history on your credit report. So if you have a bunch of credit and your credit is all new credit, it's not in your best advantage on your credit score if you need that credit score. Now I come in and I say, hey, I got a credit card that has 14 or 18 years of life on it. That now adds 14 years onto your credit score for your credit history. And then my credit card probably has a balance of $45,000 on it. So that shows up on your credit history. All of that stuff starts now reflect on your credit history.
Right. So in turns, I can take what you build up and use that credit towards something that I want to purchase or whatever.
Well,
I mean, for it's like saying not personally taking your funds and using that, but just say, for instance, I want to go out and buy me a vehicle, and I'm piggybacking off of your credit history. So when they pull my credit, it's gonna show your history, not mine, right?
No, it's gonna show your history, but your history now improved because you're now using some of my history on your. So it's improving your score.
Right. So I'm just putting that out there because I know a lot of people watch this show after the show has aired, and some of those questions that I know that in the past I used to be concerned about, and that may, be somebody questions that's in the audience that may be afraid to ask the question, or they may come through and watch the show later on at a later date, and you answered the questions.
Yeah, one thing I like to tell people, especially the individuals that come to me about credit, and they're like, "Man, hey, how can I improve my credit score? I got some credit cards, but I don't want to apply for a new credit card, and that's going to decrease the length of time that I've had credit for, because they run an average on how old your credit is.
Right.
So old credit is good credit. One of the main things I keep reminding people is, if you have a few credit cards in your pocket already, go request an increase on it. The worst they can tell you is no. I mean, I requested a $20,000 increase on all my cards, and all of them came back and gave me probably $10,000 increase or $5,000. But they're going to give you some kind of increase, which helps your score, because now that helps how much money you have available. It also helps your debt, your credit ratio too.
Right.
How much you owe in credit. So I like to tell people to take the first step, take the simple steps first, apply for more credit, and then one of the things that I like to also tell people, and this is especially for those individuals who have had their credit hacked, is go on each of these credit sites and lock your credit. You can lock all 3 credit bureaus: Experian, Equifax, and TransUnion. I think with TransUnion, you can only do a freeze on it. No, Experian. You can lock your TransUnion, you can lock your Equifax for free, but Experian doesn't allow you to lock for free. So you got to actually go on Experian and freeze it, and they do allow you to freeze for free. And what that does too is that helps prevent you from fraud and scammers getting your account information, but it also helps you, the individual, to not go out and randomly buy something and like, let's say for instance you're on your debt-free journey and you went into Macy's and you're like, "Man, I like this dress, let me just get the Macy's credit card real quick, I'm going to pay it off, let me just get it." If all 3 bureaus are locked or frozen, then you can't get that credit card. And you kind of put yourself in that position where you're forcing yourself to not go out there and get more bad debt. So I like to tell people, for security reasons and also for accountability, lock and freeze all your credit bureau accounts. So again, Equifax and TransUnion, you can lock those for free, and it's just simply clicking the lock button. And then Experian, you have to do the freeze on that one.
Right.
Can you still get increases on current cards with that lock, or no?
No. So the key thing you have to remember is, and oftentimes they'll shoot you a message and say, "Hey, we couldn't pull your credit report," and you just go in real quick and say, "Oh, sorry, I forgot I had," and you can unlock it for as long as you need to.
Oh, okay.
With Experian, when you're doing the unfreeze, you can set a time interval to unfreeze it for. So I usually just unfreeze it for a week. That gives them enough time to run the credit reports, what they need to do, all that stuff. And then another thing I like to tell people who are on a debt-free journey is, you don't have to always refinance. You can do a streamline refinance. Streamline refinance, it brings that credit, and everybody needs to go out and do a streamline refinance right now. It goes in, if you're on a 30-year mortgage and you're 5 years into the mortgage, Streamline keeps you into that 5 years, and you continue to have the rest of your 25 years. It just brings down your interest. That's all it does. And now that frees up a little more cash for you. I tell people, don't do a refinance unless you really have to do a refinance. If you run the numbers and it's in your best interest to do it. And again, anything you're doing when it comes to money, I can't stress this enough. You have to run the numbers. Just like if you're paying off the debt, run the numbers and see if Snowball is better for you or if the Avalanche is better for you. You have to run the numbers and compare and contrast.
I actually just started my debt Snowball beginning of November.
Oh, great.
Started working it down. So
great.
Yeah, so that's what reselling is going to be doing for me this year. So
There you go, man. I mean, like right now, everything's going to go on your company reselling bills. So now you're freeing up a whole lot more money for you to put towards those debts.
yep.
So
Plus
I
the
got a question for
motivation
you,
to
Dennis.
keep working.
Yeah.
Can you hear me?
What's up, Ness?
Hey, first of all, I appreciate what you're doing, man. It's really, really cool that you're doing YouTube and you're helping people out. My question is, what advice would you give somebody who's just mentally thinks that there's no way they're going to get out of this hole? They're living paycheck to paycheck. They just don't think they can find that extra cash to actually get into this debt-free journey.
Yeah, so I've come across a lot of individuals. But whoever has that mind frame, I just want them to understand that you are not the only one out there that feels that way. I mean, I myself felt that way too before I started this journey. In my journey, I always had the mindset of before my journey started, I got it under control. I'm gonna, manage it this way. And oh man, I don't know if I can pay off. I'm just gonna do the 30-year student loan because I don't think I can pay it off in this time because I got so much other stuff to do. I got all these bills to do. And I actually have 3 kids, so that's a lot of responsibility right there, a lot of mouths to feed. And what I like to tell these people is, it's one step at a time, literally one step at a time. And I started off doing the simplest of things. I actually met Buffalo because I know his sister-in-law, and I was doing some eBaying. That's how I started off. I started my debt-free journey by saying, okay, I'm going to find a little extra cash that I don't have by doing maybe some eBay. So I start selling some random things. So the first thing I tell people is to just look at your finances, really look at your finances. If you are absolutely certain, which oftentimes it's not true, but if you are absolutely certain that you have no money to put towards your debt, then you have to step outside and start taking that extra step to make some extra money. Whether it's eBaying, whether it's doing side hustles. If you got a pickup truck, go deliver stuff. But oftentimes what I find with a lot of people is it's not that they don't have enough money, is that they have too many things doing with that money. So, and especially with COVID right now, a lot of people don't have much to do. So, I mean, some money should be free up right now. But
What happens is the opposite. You spend more because you're bored, so you're just trying to fill time.
Yeah,
I think that people really have to track. I had to start tracking every dollar that I spent and found out that I had a lot more money going out than I thought I did. It's a nickel and diming. A lot of people nickel and dime.
You're right. And what I tell people is, to be honest, the tracking your spending shouldn't be difficult with because I see a lot of people showing all of these different ways to track your expenses. It's really simple, guys. Just and I'm going to post my spreadsheet. I actually do have my spreadsheet. If I was able to share my screen, I can.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, so I'll share it in a minute. I got to pull it up, but it's really, my sheet is really simple. I got expenses and I got income, and I subtract expenses from income, call it a day. And you know how much money is coming in. Now, Mess, to finalize the question you were asking, Matt, I really tell people just to find a way to make a little extra money. One of the things I told somebody the other day, I said, hey, do you have $40 to spare? Go on Amazon and buy a one of those those wet carpet cleaners. I can't remember the wet vacuum. I can't remember what they call them. The stain removing vacuums. And go out and just charge people $50 to do their couch. I mean, a lot of on the weekends, what are we doing on the weekends? Can we spare an extra 4 hours on the weekend to just go around and clean somebody's couch with your with that vacuum? That's $50 you just spent, but now in 4 hours you can potentially make $200. So don't be afraid to find something to do. And a lot of people have a lot of pride. Drop the pride, man. I mean, hey, somebody's collecting money from you. If you are living paycheck to paycheck, man, and you want to get out of debt, I mean, if you really want to get out of debt, that is. A lot of people say it, but they're not ready for it. You have to be ready for it. So, and there's a lot of things out there for us to do, Mess. And I want everybody to know that you're not the only person there, but it's just you have to really come to the terms with taking that first step.
Yeah, I really believe that everyone has a specialized skill at something. Everyone has that one skill that somebody else is willing to pay money for. And you just got to try to advertise it and make it happen somehow, whether it's building crafts and selling it on Etsy. Like, you have some kind of skill that people will pay money for. You just have to figure out what that is and build some side income from it.
Oh
You
yeah.
also have to get out of your own way. A lot of people are in their own way.
You're so right, man. A kid just came to me the other day and said, can I rake your yard for $20? I didn't want to rake my yard, so I gave him the $20 to rake my yard. I mean, a lot of things you have to look at is, way beyond the convenience of it. For me, I had so much work going on in the house. I was like, man, I'd rather pay somebody even $40 to come and to rake my yard right now, because it frees up so much time for me going out there and spending, an hour or 45 minutes raking my yard. So you're so right, Mess. Everybody does have some kind of specialized skills, but like you said, you got to get out of your own way.
Yep.
Hey, let's pause for a second, man, and give a shout out to the chat, and gonna get back into this, man, because you definitely dropping some gems out here, and I like the questions the panel is asking. I got a couple more questions I want to add into the conversation as well, and everybody out there in the chat, if you got any questions that concern credit debt repair or building your credit up, put it in the chat, and I'll highlight that question so RJ can get to it. I want to give a shout out to Nana Tank Treasures for being the first in the chat tonight. I appreciate you, Nana, for what you do for my channel and the community. The middleman Picker, appreciate you for coming out. Jennifer Hayes, as always, I appreciate what you do. Selling Tennessee, thank you for coming out. I think this is a first. If not, I apologize, but I think this is the first I've seen you in the chat. I appreciate you coming out. Philly Flippers, thank you for coming out. All in one package, that's the wife, y'all know that. Facebook user, thank you for coming out. Eric in Ohio, thank you for coming out. Eric, appreciate you. Regina Michelle, let me say this right quick. Regina and Michelle and Derek, they have a show they do on Wednesday night. If you're free, please go out and support their channel. They put out a lot of good entertaining information, a lot of good reselling information. They have some good guests on their show, so go out and support that show as well if you can get find the time.
Follow
eBay
Derek on IG too. If you follow Derek on IG,
I
you
call
can
this
tell
guy
all-
eBay Addicts. He's the okay. eBay Addicts is, I call him the radio personality, man. This guy got a radio voice, and I think he's gonna start a podcast soon. So if you're not checking out his interviews that he does on I think pretty much every day, check him out, support his channel. Did I miss anybody, y'all? Oh, Jersey Gypsy Corner Store, thank you for coming out. Let's see. Landshaw Picker, Triple OG, Triple G. Thank you for coming through. Girl Hustle, thank you for coming out. Russell Sandwich, thank you for coming out. I think I got everybody. So I'm gonna just throw my question in there right quick, and we can kind of pick the conversation back up. So what do you got? What you suggest for one? Before I get into that question, you mentioned a sheet that one of the companies that you was talking about provide. Long
Yeah.
as you 10 items, less than 10 or less items, you can get it for free.
Yeah.
Can you give the name of that
Yeah,
particular?
I'm actually gonna pull it up right now.
Okay.
Since I know that I can share
Right.
my screen over here, let me actually pull it up right now so that everyone can see. What screen did I have you on right now?
Swamp Picker, thank you for coming out.
Okay, cool. All right, so I'm gonna do a share screen right now. Share screen. Share screen. Select the screen.
Nikki, thank you for coming out.
Screen one. All right, cool. I think I got it. Can you see my screen now?
Yeah, let me blow it up right quick.
All right, cool. So the website that I'm telling everybody to go on, can you see it good, Buffalo and
Yeah.
Matt?
Yep.
All right. This is the website right here. It is vertex42.com. And they have a lot of financial sheets here. But the main one that I tell people to go and use is the let's see if I can find it right here. Let's Google it real quick because they planner okay. Vertex 42 debt reduction calculator, and here we go. So this is the debt reduction calculator right here. You can download it, and literally, if you go into Google and just type Vertex 42 debt calculator, it will bring you right here to this sheet right here. Now I can pull up some of my. I'll pull up my calculator so that people can see. So here's my January 21st calculator. It's about to be pulled up. And all I did was, all you do is you put in all your creditors up here. Now I was able to hack it. Hacking mean I made a lot of changes. I had to go through through a lot of changes. I wouldn't recommend anybody doing it if you're just, I'm an IT person, so I went through and did everything with Excel, and I play with Excel a lot. But right now you can see what I have left here. And all you do is you put your creditors in, the balance in there, you put your rate in there that you have it on, and you put the payment amount that you can make each month towards each, or you put your minimum payments right here. The minimum payments that's not gonna, that comes up on each bill that you have. Once you do all of that right now, it's gonna automatically populate everything based on what you choose down here. So if you choose to say, hey, I want to do the avalanche method, it's going to give you the avalanche list. If you choose to do it the snowball way, the lowest balance first is going to construct who you pay first down here. So let me give everybody a quick example right now. My own is set to the avalanche. So avalanche, you're paying the highest interest rate first. So let's say, for instance, my credit card had, 10% interest on it, right? Automatically, my credit card jumped first. However, if I come down here and I switch it to snowball, you're going to see that Value City is going to go first because obviously it's the lowest balance. That's what snowball does. And see, Value City comes first now. And right here, it tells you how many months until you pay it off based on the figures that you put up here. So if I said I could pay off, $30 right here, $45 per payment right here, and $100 per payment right there. All of these numbers are basically constructed to tell you how long before you can pay off. And this date up here is the current date when you started your journey. So let's say, for instance, my date is today is January 15th. So I'm going to put 1/15/2021 in here. And so now it says it's going to take me until February. So this right here tells you how much per month you can dedicate to debt. So I'm going to run through this real quick again, 1 minute run through. You put all your creditors up here, your balance owed, your rate, your payment that you can pay to them each month. Down here, you're going to put the total amount that you can dedicate to your credit card. So I think it was Mess that said, hey, what if we have somebody that doesn't have a lot of money coming in? So let's say, for instance, that person who doesn't have a lot of money coming in can only dedicate, $850 to their debt each month, right? So that's to cover all of this up here. All of this up here is going to be about $835, and you're going to have an extra $15 that you say, I can dedicate an extra $15 on top of all what I'm already paying. So if that's what you're going to do, the amount of time that it's going to take you to pay off your first debt, which is the Value City per snowball, is going to be 9 months. And the Vertex 42 calculator gives you all that information. So based on the numbers here, you see that this imaginary person isn't going to pay off their debt until July 2024. Now, let's say, for instance, that person started doing eBaying, and they said, you know what, eBaying just is bringing me in on average about $200 extra per month. Let me add that to my monthly payment that I can make. So they come here and they say, well, I can now pay $1,050. Well, you see how fast that adjusts from July 2024 to now you're going to finish making your payments by October 2023. So, you know, it's easy to use and play around with. And that's why I recommend anybody to go in there and use the Vertex 42 calculator, because it's so easy to use. You plug and play numbers and you can play around with it. It tells you, hey, what you can do, how long you're going to take. And again, visualization. You can now find out your expected date to finish paying off your debt. And that will probably give you some motivation to say, okay, if eBay is doing it for me, let me go out and find another hustle that I can do maybe 2 hours per weekend. Let me go use my uncle's pickup truck and start taking away people's mess and bringing it to the dump or something. You know, places like Nextdoor, go on Nextdoor, man. I literally made a post on Nextdoor to say, I'll haul your dump for you. And within 2 days, I had about 10 people reach out to me. Hey, can you haul my dump for me? And all I had to say, well, hey, dump fee is going to cost me $25 to bring your stuff to the dump, and I need $25 to haul it. You know, $25 there, right there, to haul their dump away. And some of the dump that these people were asking me to come and pick up were old clothes, were old handbags. You thought I was bringing that to the dump? I put that on eBay, man. I didn't bring that to the dump. I put that on eBay. I scrummaged through their stuff and I found stuff that I could sell, put it on eBay. You know, put it on the clothing one, Etsy, the one that people like to go on. I put it on everything, man. So there's so many ways out there for people to make a dime.
Right. The other question I had was how you dispute the negative items on your credit report.
How do you dispute them?
Yeah. What's the process to get that stuff off of your report?
Well, so me personally, I haven't had to do that with my credit report. Now, right. From what I've understood and garnered from everything and read up on, you know, the first thing is don't pay it. Don't pay it to them right away, because, you know, initially they don't own that credit. They don't own whatever it is. And you dispute it. I would have to go check my logs again. I had all of that. All of that is going to come out in the course. Right. You know? And so once I drop it, I'm going to give everybody in there that free tip. I don't understand everything fully as yet about that, because I personally didn't have to deal with it.
Okay.
But what I want to tell people is you don't have to pay for a credit repair course to do it. I have all the documents that I'm going to put out there for free. So the same question you just asked me, Buffalo, someone asked me that actually 4 months ago. I went out, did the research, found the information that they needed for it, and I gave them that information. They came back to me and said, yo, it worked, you know. Right. So they got that off. But I'm going to put that all in the free course that I'm dropping. So I'll definitely give you a link to that once it comes out so you can share with your people. Okay.
Anybody else got any more questions for RJ in reference debt repair?
What do you think,
Dennis? You said the Vertex 42, they give you what, 10 free sheets, and then you got to pay after that or something?
No. So let me do a quick screen share again, and so I can explain to people what I meant by that. So if you go to the Vertex 42 calculator, they give you 10 free rows to add. So these are the rows right here. Okay. So they allow you to add 10 creditors, and then after 10, you have to actually buy the advanced or the promo one or whatever they call it. And so that one now you can add as many creditors as you want on that one. Okay. Yeah. But somebody was asking me, I think somebody had asked me in the chat, I looked at it. It said, "How do you get the hack to get the 800 score?" So to answer their question real quick, the hack with the 800 score is just basically understanding when your credit card companies report to the credit bureaus. So I actually had one credit card company that reported to the bureau at the first of the month, and one that reported more closer to the end of the month. So what happened was with my Navy Federal credit card, I was able to, they were doing a promotion, 0% transfer for no fees for 18 months. And so I had a Virginia Credit Union credit card that I had like $30,000 on. So with my Navy Federal credit card, I probably had about 5,000 limit on there. And I requested that they bump it up to 30,000. They gave me the 30,000 limit on the Navy Federal. So now my credit availability just increased by 25,000. But Navy, I don't remember what date it is. Let's imagine that Navy Federal doesn't report to the end of the month. So now Virginia Credit Union reports on the first of the month. And what I did was I transferred that 25,000 that I owed to Virginia Credit Union to Navy Federal. So now in the Experian and credit bureaus world, I don't owe Virginia Credit Union any money. But the last time Navy Federal reported to them, they showed that I had a $30,000 credit limit that was unused because I got extra. So now in total, Virginia Credit Union just reported that I paid off my $25,000. So I got $25,000 in free cash available credit right there. And they have an old report from Navy Federal. So for one whole month, I could have done anything I wanted to do because according to them, I had $55,000 in freed up credit, which for me, it was not like that, but Navy Federal just didn't report to them as yet. So now I have an 800 plus credit score, and I could go out and get anything low that I wanted to get. I could go out and get, probably $50,000 in business loan if I wanted to, whatever I wanted to, but I had an 800 credit score for like a month and a half right there.
All right.
I don't remember who asked for that hack, but that was the hack.
Yeah, I did see that in the chat. It was a little earlier. Want to give a shout out to Fundamentals of the Side Hustling. That's Derek that I mentioned earlier. Him and Regina run a show on Wednesday night. Make sure you go out and check out that show. And I appreciate the support, Derek. Yeah, so let's get into if anybody in the chat have any questions for Dennis concerning credit repair, go ahead and drop the question in the chat. If you don't, we're gonna go ahead and change courses and go get into reselling. And I know, like Dennis mentioned, how we came across each other is through reselling. He was basically doing reselling through eBay, and I think you're doing some other things now too, right? I know you was talking about renting your vehicle, one of your vehicles out and stuff like that.
Yeah, no, not one, man. I got 10 vehicles on the road right now, man.
What?
So, another thing that I'll tell people to do. So, renting vehicles is not for everybody. Again, I mean, just like how hands-on is, you have to be hands-on with the picking and the sourcing for the goods. Renting vehicles is hands-on. You're gonna have people calling in. Something's going on. I've been able to scale it out and pass on a lot of responsibilities to the renters. I rent on hire cars. So a lot of the people that rent from me, they need the cars to do Uber, DoorDash, whatever delivery service, rideshare services. I go out and I source my cars. I find, really good cars at a cheap rate. I stick to only Priuses. I don't like any other car, so everybody loves Priuses because they're cheap on gas. So they're always rented out. Yeah, my utilization is high. So right. If you're thinking about a way to get a little extra money, that car in your driveway could be that way. If you got something that's 2005 or newer, you can put it on the hire car platform, make some money. Now, the main thing you have to understand is you got to make sure your car is going to be easy to maintain. They're going to be driving your car for a ride share. So, go out there, source some cars that are going to be easy to maintain. So now for me, I have 10 cars. the way how I was able to get this was I have a company, an IT company. You know, my IT company, even though I'm on a debt-free journey, my IT company has a lot of money, but I can't touch that money. I'm paid from my IT company, you know, so I can't just go in and dip and take out $40,000 and pay off. But I can take my IT company and give my car company a loan, which is what I did. So, you know, my IT company gave a loan to my car company, and that's how I was able to acquire 10 cars to put on the road. All cars are owned cash out. Now, each car is potentially making me $600 to $800 per month. And then, you know, and that's after the platform takes their expenses. So I'm probably netting about 600 to 800. Then, you know, you're looking at, you know, overhead costs for the vehicles each month, probably $300. So that right there is $500 of extra money that's coming into the car rental company. And, you know, I got other stuff doing, like I'm still doing the eBay selling. You know, I still do eBay selling. That hasn't stopped. But I'm also going out and looking for more cars. Now, for people who are thinking about doing it, a quick hack to go get you some cars. If you're thinking about it. Now, again, only do it if you think you can do it. So for like the car companies, you can go out and just request that they run your credit for only their bank. You know, tell them, hey, run my credit for your bank. Don't run it for all these banks. I don't want everybody to see that your credit's being run. So when you go to them now, they're going to run your credit for Toyota Bank. Let's say, for instance, the Toyota Bank. Only Toyota Bank knows that your credit was just run, right? Toyota Bank hasn't reported to the credit bureau again. Remember now, everybody, everything is based on reporting. So if you went in there with a 700 credit score, your credit score of 700 is going to be that way until everybody starts reporting that, you know, you did a credit check. You know, you're going to have the hit on your credit, but again, it's not going to really matter right away. You know, so you go to Toyota, you go to Ford, you go to Chevy, you go to whoever you want to go to in 1 day or 2 days, have them run your credit for their bank. You get that car on a 6-year term, you know, for as cheap as possible, the cheapest loan possible that you can get. And now you take that car and you go and you rent that car. If you got a payment that's probably $300 per month, that car could, if you're getting a good car and you're renting out on a platform like Turo, you're going to get a lot of money from that car being rented on Turo. And then you just get rid of that car after 2 years and pay off the loan and keep going at it.
So for one car, what's the average you would make in, just say hypothetically in your area, what's the average you would make off of that car in 1 month?
Yeah, so the key thing I like to let people know is that I rent on Hire Car and Turo, 2 completely different platforms, and you're going to see 2 different earnings. So for me, I'm on Hire Car. My cars are more high utilization. So there are people that's been renting my cars. I haven't seen my car for 3 months. So for each month that person rents my car, I'm getting anywhere from $500 to $800. If I'm renting out my car for, let's say, $25 per day, I'll probably net about $650. If I'm renting it out for like $25 to $30 per day, I'll see somewhere closer to $800. But if you're renting your car, you're gonna at least see a $500 net per month. If you're renting it for at least $24 per day, you're gonna get at least $500 per month. And for me, I don't go out and buy those newer cars. I know a lot of people who do Turo and they prefer the newer cars because they want to be on Turo. And with Turo, it's more of a luxury car rental. You're renting for leisure. So you want to have that 2014 or that 2015 pristine car. For me, I'm renting out to the people who are doing Uber, Lyft, rideshare services, delivery services. I'm purchasing cars that are 2005 to 2010, and I'm getting my cars for anywhere from $3,000 to $5,000 cash in great condition, you know. And for me, I pay for cash because I run the returns and I see that, hey, in 6 months I can make back my $3,000, you know. Right. And so that's for me where it works. But again, a lot of people don't have that opportunity to borrow from one business and put in another business. So you might think of saying, okay, let me go leverage the credit that I have right now. If I have a 770 credit, then go leverage the credit. But again, understand the risk that you're taking. You know, you have to understand the risk. Don't take on the risk if you can't do it. So the people who, go ahead.
So on your with your IT business, are you building up your credit line on the business side, or are you still using your personal credit to build up your credit line?
No, man, my IT business has its own credit right now. So the first thing I did, even this year, the first thing people look at me and say, "Yo, how you driving a 2018 Expedition if you're on a debt-free journey?" I said, "The company bought it. I didn't buy it. You know, the company is paying for it." So the company has the everything in its name. You know, the credit cards in its name. It has the vehicles in its name. And everything is going and being reported to the Duns. You know, so I have a credit score for the company with Duns, and you know, I continuously try to build that credit score. I just got a small business loan through the company, and you know, use that business loan to even buy more things that are going to increase my profit of the company. You know, so again,
let me speak on that, man. That's where the game changed for me with reselling. Once I discovered that portion of what you're talking about right now, that was like an enlightening moment when I sat down with a CPA and they explained that to me. And it just changed the whole way I looked at reselling and business alone. So that is some powerful information that you just spoke about. It probably went over some people's head because you probably got some people that's still looking at, you know, what they're doing as a side hustle and not a business. But I know exactly what you're talking about, and I'm telling you, man, when this guy, the CPA, I got dropped that on me, man. It was just like he just opened up a whole nother door for me when it comes to business and business credit and getting things in the business name and driving around with a vehicle that your business is paying for, and at the end of the year, all the interest on that vehicle is going to come back to you.
Yeah, and the main thing about it is if you're purchasing a truck, you get a better, higher depreciation when you go to the accountant. They're going to depreciate that truck at a much higher rate than it would depreciate a car that weighs under 5,000 pounds. I think it's 5,000. But the main thing I want to tell people out there is if you have a business, do not shy away from a small business administration loan. SBA loans are there to help you. I literally got a $37,000 SBA loan, and my monthly payments on that SBA loan is $170 per month. Now imagine yourself, Buffalo, as a sourcer, and you're looking for things to source. If you had $37,000 to work with, man, I mean, $170 per month to pay for that $37 just catapulted your business from small time to big time. You now have working capital. And the thing about it is, I need people to understand this, is the SBA is here to help a small business. They're here for you. You go in there, especially during COVID right now, if you have a small business, go and apply for that SBA loan. You know, go and find anything you can find. You got a lot of COVID grants going around in different states right now. Go and research all the grants that you can find. Figure out how you can get some money to catapult your business from small time to mid-level. Because once you get that loan, trust me, it's all game right there. You can use that loan. Imagine if you have a business right now and you're trying to use the method that I just told you, go out there and get some cars. If you took that $30,000 loan you got and you went out there and purchased, you know, what, 6 $5,000 cars, right there, you got 6 cars that's going to potentially bring you in $500 in cash after expenses per month. You know, 6 times 5, you got $3,000 right there. That $170 payment ain't nothing compared to what you're making each month. You know, so leverage all the different resources out there that are available to you. And if you're not doing it right now, go get you an LLC, man. Go have your accountant set it up so you can do it, and you know, file everything through the S corp. You know, everybody should have some kind of business in their household name right now, whether it's the wife or the girlfriend or the mom, the dad, or the husband, whoever. Everybody should have it, man.
Right. Yeah, we can bring you back for another show about that, man, because that is some information that a lot of resellers need to know. I kind of talked about that last year on a couple of my shows, but I kind of figured that maybe some of the people was getting it and some people just didn't. They just wasn't there yet. But that is some like next level information right there for people that's trying to create a business and not a side hustle.
Yeah, I just started my LLC, so information on that would be great. That would be really helpful.
Right. Yeah. So we're gonna definitely gonna bring you back, man, RJ, for that portion of talking about creating your business and the things that you need in place to get some of these benefits of running a business.
Yeah,
Uh,
definitely, man.
so does anyone else in the chat have any questions for RJ? If not, man, this we couldn't even plan nothing else for this show, man. Because I mean, you brought it with the debt repairness, man, and all the other information that you added to that. Brought a lot of value to the show. I
I
mean,
think COVID has shown us how important this is too, because a lot of people went from having good jobs to not having jobs, and
right,
they're seeing, yeah, they were doing okay while they were working, but now even people that are working are seeing their pay get cut. I'm a commission employee, so we lost a lot of money last year just because people can't afford to come get their cars worked on or get anything done at my main job.
right,
So I think that this is a really important time for people to really be focusing on getting their finances straight so that if something happens again, we're more prepared for it than we were. We were all resting on a nice soft pillow for a long time.
right. Yeah,
Well,
that's
I think
true.
the great thing about this show is we've kind of layered everything from the beginning up into what is possible. But for a lot of people, like I always try to preach to everyone that getting started is the hardest thing for a lot of people. Just getting started because there's so much information just flying at you. It's easier just to not do it, you know. So that's the thing is we've layered this so where you can start with just raking yards and then going to eBay and hauling trash and then owning cars and LLCs. You know, it's a layered thing so they can see the possibilities.
Right,
And I think the four of us can just attest that if the four of us can get started in this game, I mean, I had zero special skills when I got started, and now I have a good feel of what's going on. It doesn't take long to get the gist of everything, and you just got to work. You got to, don't be lazy. You just got to get started. You got to start.
right.
I had
Failure is not an option. Take care of your family. You just have to have that mindset, I think.
I had never been to a thrift store until last year.
Yeah, see, there you go.
And now I go to thrift stores 4 or 5 times a week.
Right,
But yeah, it is. And I think there's a lot of stuff going on right now on YouTube. A lot of people are starting these challenges where they'll take $20 and they're tracking how fast $20 will grow into whatever. And I think that that kind of information, if you can steer your friends or somebody that really needs it towards that kind of information, everybody's got $20.
Right.
yeah,
Everybody can get started. It's just a matter of getting started.
yeah. And another thing too, man, is um, this ain't for everybody, man.
Nope.
You know, I have told probably 150 people about reselling, man, and I may have 3 people to jump on the train. It's you know, I'm not gonna say it's a sad thing, but I'm gonna say that if you don't in reselling, you got to have that drive. There got to be something in you that's all about the hustle. It's something got to get you up out of bed in the morning when everybody else is asleep. It's something about you that got to pack those 50 packages when everybody else is watching TV or going to the movies or going out to dinner. It's just something that's about us. It's different, man.
And it's important to remember that there's different levels. There's different goals. My goal is that I don't ever have a goal to have a warehouse. That's not something that I want to grow this business into. This is something that I really enjoy doing, but I enjoy the thrifting, whereas you are focused on liquidation and RA and all of that. So it's almost a completely different game. But
Right,
both of them can be very profitable if you're willing to put the work in.
right. Hey, if I miss you in the chat, I'm gonna try to get you a quick shout out. and I appreciate you all supporting the channel every Friday night. Wendy, thank you for coming through. Picking in the Hood too, thank you for coming through. I don't know why I smile every time I call that
because of his videos.
name,
His videos crack me up, man.
Nana Tank, thank you. Okay, Nana had to leave. Thank you, Nana, for coming out.
Hey, Buffalo, quick thing. So I just put something in the private chat. I don't know if you guys can post it in the main chat. So you asked a question earlier, and I had to go back to my notes for where I got the website to help this lady with.
Right.
Posted in the private chat. If anybody wants to understand, go read the comments. You can read in the article that I just posted. You can read the article, but a lot of the great information is in the comments. So when you read the comments, you'll see people talking about everything that they did. Read that article for whoever is trying to get rid of dings on their credit or anything. Go through that article right there, read the article, but pay a lot of attention to the comments in the article, because the people in the comments, they're the ones dropping the gems for you. And this article is where I found a lot of the information that I used to help some of the individuals that wanted to repair their credit.
Okay, cool. Well, the link is right there. So if you go back and watch the show, you can just copy the link or write it down if you want to go and see what Dennis is talking about. So we're not going to, I try to keep this show around about an hour. So we're not going to get into the resale portion of it. We'll save that for next week. But I do want to do one round, and I said that I was going to break it down to $10 per winner, but I'm just, because we're only going to do it one time tonight, I'm going to keep it at 20. So let's go ahead and do that right quick. And basically, if you wasn't here last week, it's a trivia question type game show. And basically, what I'm going to do is I'm going to open up the floor. Everybody put a number in the chat from 1, and man, let me text you the number right quick, Bill. Let's see. Bill, let me know if you got that number. It came in IG.
I got it.
So everybody in the chat, go ahead and drop a number in the chat from 1 to 40. 1 to 40.
So while they're dropping those numbers, Buffalo, you mind if I just say one last thing for everybody?
No, go ahead, man. Floor is open.
So it's tax season coming up, and I just wanted to remind everybody about some of the things that they need to just start preparing. Makes your accountant's life much easier, and it also makes it easier for you. You know, remember, if you bought that car, bring that car receipt in with you. You know, if you're a picker right now, or if you're a reseller, it doesn't even matter if it's registered in the business name. For everybody in the chat, bring that document to the accountant. It's a part of your picking. It's 100%. You use that for part of your picking and transportation. You know, any kind of documents for any kind of income that you earn. If you got unemployment due to COVID, bring the documents for unemployment. Don't forget those things. Any kind of income that you got for grants. If you're a picker and you got a grant because you lost some money during COVID and you applied for one of those grants, bring those documents in for the grants as well. If you had your kids in any form of daycare, whatever kind of anybody that looked after your kids that's not a family member and you paid them, remember to bring that statement into them. You know, your W-2s, obviously, any kind of stock, 401k, get those documents in order to bring to them. Don't forget any of those documents. You know, and if you had to if you rented a vehicle through Hire Car, I don't know if anybody's here, or maybe in the future somebody's watching the video. If you rented a vehicle to do ride share, to do delivery service, that money that you paid to rent the car, is tax deductible because you needed that money to go to work. That paid for your working vehicle. Your student loan interest stuff. And I think that's what that's a lot of the stuff that I have for right now. And if you need to know anything, check out my YouTube tax video. I go over a lot more on that.
A big one that people forget too is mileage. 58 cents a mile. Don't forget it. It adds up a lot, especially if you're picking.
Hey, for the people that just came into the chat, drop a number from 1 to 40 into the chat. We're going to do a giveaway. And we're going to close it down in about 30 seconds. So if you got a number you want to drop into the chat, please do. From 1 to 40. All right, get ready to close it down. Let's see. All right. All right. So what number was that, Bill?
29.
29. So the two people that is closest to 29.
Swamp Picker.
Okay. Who else you got?
Quayla.
Yeah.
Whittle. Okay. All right. So this the deal. I'm gonna start this game over here. I'm gonna get it set up, and then the first person to answer the question is gonna win the money. All right, set it up here. Can y'all see that?
Yeah.
All right. So let's see here. This question is pretty basic. So first person drop that in the chat, gonna win the $20. Did anybody, can y'all see the chat?
Yeah, I can see it.
Anybody dropped anything in there?
No, not yet.
Yeah,
Swamp Picker got it right.
Up.
Swamp Picker? Okay.
Yep.
All right, cool. All right. Let's see. Somebody said California. Seriously? All righty. Okay. All right, Swamp Picker. If you can, man, send me your now I forgot to mention this. I paid through Super Chat. So if you got Super Chat, send me your information and Instagram, and I can get that to you tonight. So we're gonna go around the room. Anybody got anything to plug before we close out the show?
Mess All Digs on YouTube, baby. Check them out. I got like 6 people that watch my videos.
I will second it. It's entertaining, man. I really appreciate what you share.
Also, too, if you're not following Mess All Digs, make sure you follow him on Instagram and on YouTube. I mean, the guy do put out some good information, and he a comedian.
No, I like to have a good time, make people smile. We need more smiles in this time, you know.
You got that right.
The last thing I want to say, Buffalo, is just remind everybody, please, please, please don't do your taxes on your own. Don't use TurboTax. Don't use H&R Block unless you got something real simple and you're a college kid. But if you're doing any kind of hustling, anything, go out and just pay the accountant, man. I mean, if you're single, that's $150. I mean, if you think about it and you weigh your time as money and time, if you're out here working your government job, Buffalo, and you're earning $30 an hour, I mean, 3 5 is 15. If you try to do your taxes for over 5 hours, you already just spent. You're going over. Just pay the accountant. Pay the accountant the money, let it be done professionally, and they're going to give you all the advice you need. Just like what Buffalo just said, he got tons of gems when he met with his accountant.
Yes, for sure.
I second that. I agree.
Awakening. All right. So, Bill, you good?
I'm good. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, I appreciate this show. This is a big one for me because I'm just starting. So
Right.
Yeah, this was awesome.
yeah.
Awesome. Thanks, Dennis. I appreciate you, man.
No, thank you guys for having me. Thank you, Buffalo.
Yes, sir. So, want to give a shout out to the chat. Appreciate you all coming out every Friday night to support the show. I want to give a special thank to Dennis. Dennis gave a lot of great information here tonight. If you didn't catch it all, just go back and watch the video and pick up some of those gems that he dropped. Also, I want to give a special thanks to Mess Hall Diggs for taking time out to come in and sit in, do a fill-in on the show for Glass City Pickers. And for y'all that didn't know, Glass City Pickers had some personal things that they had to take care of tonight is the reason they wasn't here. But also, too, Mess Hall Diggs is definitely going to be more involved with this show as we move forward in the year. So start looking for him as well when he's available. I have a Facebook group out there, the Buffalo Picker Community for resellers. Make sure you go out and join that group. It's free. It's only developed for you all to advertise yourself, promote yourself, whatever you got going on. Use it. Put your information out there. You never know who come across that page and watch your videos. I don't care what you put on that page, as long as it's just promoting and nothing to do with politics or being mean to someone. If I see that, I'm gonna pull it down. But if you're promoting your business, if you promote what you are doing out in the resale community, or whatever you're doing to promote yourself, that page is for that. Also, too, you can follow me at Buffalo Picker at YouTube. And I know what I said last week. I'm sick of the Instagram threats of leaving my page because I had made the Barbie video. I'm gonna make the Barbie video. It's almost done. Every time I think I'm done with the video, I think about new things to add to the video because I'm trying to give you a complete look of what's in my head when it comes to dealing with Barbies. Because I bought, and I'm gonna say this, I did put it on the video. I sent over 350 Barbies to Amazon this past year, and almost every Barbie sold except for probably 6. So me purchasing those Barbies from anywhere from $5 to $20 and selling them for 80 to 90 and over $100, I don't have to tell you how much money I made. So I'm gonna try to wrap all that stuff up in the video, give you a little history about Barbie and the inventor of Barbie, and basically tell you how I came across my knowledge and just try to put together a complete video, not just throw something together. So y'all work with me, be patient. It's coming. Other than that, I don't have anything else. I appreciate you all coming out. With that being said, Buffalo Picker, see you on the next show.